He's a mega music star at the top of his game, and he's only 21, plus the biggest football game of the year. Here's what we're doing off duty this weekend. Welcome, I'm Wendy Bounce. First up, he's a rapper, he's a fashion designer, a record producer, and an entrepreneur. I'm talking about the music sensation born from social media, Soulja Boy. Our own Lee Hawkins sat down with him. Here's what he had to say.
Is there a point that when you become this wealthy person that's sitting at the helm of this company, that your thinking starts to change?
Yeah, I mean, that happens, you know, with time.
Is it overwhelming for someone your age?
I mean, it's been overwhelming since, I'm 21 now, I'm getting better, but.
What kinds of challenges, like, take me through some of the hardships that you've had when you're trying to do that? Contracts with business, with different, you know, companies, you know, lawsuits, you know what I'm saying, family. You're in a lawsuit now with your former manager.
Yeah, so it's just like, you know, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? It's so much, you know, from me walking out in the public to having a concert, somebody getting hurt at a show, anything, you know what I'm saying? My business, it's like, it's never at a stopping point for Soulja Boy. Like, it's around the clock. Like, it's not like I get an hour to chill and everything is on freeze. It's still millions of people watching me within that hour that I said, like, I need a vacation or I need a break. This business is all day, every second, every minute.
Is that too much for you, ever?
It depends on where you're trying to go.
You call him the king of social media and music, but he's only 21. Shouldn't he be like a prince or something?
When this kid was 16 years old and he was in high school, he was getting paid about $10,000 a show because he had created his own persona on the internet.
At that age, he was making 10
grand. Yes, he used MySpace. It was second nature to him because he grew up with the technology. He used MySpace, he used the internet to really get his name out there, and he became a star, especially in the southern region, and then he just kind of expanded his brand from there.
Is he set a new paradigm for how musicians are going to be made in this country?
I think he has. I mean, what record companies want right now is they want to see that independent artists can get their own buzz going. They want to be able to track that on YouTube hits. They want to be able to just basically see if you're able to get airtime on radio stations without the aid of it. And so that's pretty much a pretty good indicator of future success if you're able to generate that much for yourself. So watch this young kid because he's going to grow through some hard times, but I think he'll make it.
Game on, Super Bowl 46. And if you are not into beer and wings like I am, then celebrity chef Donatella Arpaia shows you how you can make your tailgating party super elegant and super simple.
Thanks so much for joining us.
It's great to be here. It's a fun time of year.
It is, and most people don't think of tailgate or sports parties as being elegant, but we need to bump things up a notch here.
I recently went to a game, and you know, people are elevating it to a whole new level. And I think with just a few tips and a little smart shopping, not more work, we can throw a fabulous party.
That's key.
Yes.
No one wants to work, they want to watch the game.
So let's start with the alcohol.
Because that's really one of the most important things.
Absolutely. Obviously, beer is a given.
Right.
But a lot of women, like myself, I don't like beer. I think this is a wonderful choice, even for men, actually. These are the Martini Prosecco Minis.
Very cute. I love it. So instead of pouring different wine glasses, you can bring these and have just a little one to give each guest.
Exactly. You don't want extra, whether you're at the game, whether you're inside someone's house. You have gold straws. They're elegant. They're fun. I had them at my wedding. They're multi-purpose, whether it's for a game or a wedding. I just think they're a lot of fun.
And I like it too because, you know, a lot of women don't like drinking out of bottles, and this little straw adds a little bit of elegance.
Another thing, when you think about food, instead of those, you know what I'm talking about, those horrible pre-bought sweaty cheese cube trays that you buy in a supermarket, it says that you haven't thought about it at all.
Right.
Go to your local cheesemonger, and they're usually very passionate about it, and pick a country. Whether you're passionate about Spain or Italy, this is all Italian cheeses from Naples.
And in between that gourmet cheese plate and all that trash talking, how about wowing your buddies with some little-known Super Bowl trivia? Check this out.
In the U.S., Super Bowl Sunday is an unofficial national holiday, arguably one of the biggest pop cultural events on the calendar. But you wouldn't know it looking back in history to Super Bowl I in 1967. In fact, it wasn't even called the Super Bowl. It was the AFL-NFL World Championship game. Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue. A few years after the first title game, Kansas City Chiefs owner Lamar Hunt, one of the founding fathers of the old AFL, saw his granddaughter playing with a bouncy Super Ball. And whammo, the Super Bowl name was born. The first two championship games were retroactively outfitted with a new name, and there's a tradition. And the first Super Bowl wasn't exactly a fan sensation either. It goes down in history as the only Super Bowl not to sell out, and tickets for the game sold for an unheard of $12, prompting some editorial writers to complain about the high price. These days, $12 might get you a hot dog at the game. Now back then, a 30-second commercial went for $42,000. Today, 30-second spots go for $3 million a pop. And it's also the first and only Super Bowl to be broadcast live by two networks. CBS and NBC each broadcast the game, but a snafu causing NBC to rejoin the game late out of commercial after halftime forced the officials to bring play to a halt and start the second half all over again. Bet you didn't know that.
JR is amazing. All right, well, if beer is not your thing, then you have not tried what I'm going to show you next, which is a Super Bowl beer cocktail. Trust me, it's going to get fans a little fired up.
It's Super Bowl Sunday, which means you're probably surrounded by a lot of beer. But if you don't want to have beer, try something new. We're here at One Stop Beer Shop in Williamsburg to check out the Michelada. This beer cocktail has a little bit of a Bloody Mary, a little bit of Michelada, the extra touch of moonshine. Check it out.
Our Michelada takes moonshine and combines it with tomato juice and hot sauce and lime, and we pour a Pilsner into it.
I don't think I'm brave enough for that yet. All right, that's it for today's WSJ Off Duty. Make sure to subscribe. Join me on Twitter. I'm Wendy Bounds. I'll see you back here tomorrow.